Welcome to the Ghost Heads Nerd Talk Podcast. Interviews and conversations about nerd culture from all around the world. Now here are your three Ghostbuster hosts, Joe, Rain, and Val. Enjoy the show.
Hey, all you cool busters and bustettes, I'm Ghostbuster Joe. Today, before we start this awesome interview, I want to pay tribute to a member of the Ghost Head Nerd Talk family that we lost. We love you, Rocket, and you will never be forgotten. Forgotten English, I know that. But thank you very much for gracing yourself on this podcast for the short time you did, and you'll never be forgotten. I hope you found peace over the Rainbow Bridge. Rest in peace, Rocky. Thank you, buddy. But today we have these awesome individuals on the screen. Introduce yourselves to our Ghost Head Nerd Talk audience.
All right. So my name is Chris McManaman. I'm the writer and director of Misfits. It is a feature film coming to screens near you shortly. And this is one of my lead actors, Sam.
Hi. Sam Miola. I played Josh in the movie.
Awesome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So,
Thank you.
guys, if not to give away too much about the movie, give a little insight on what led to making this movie.
Yeah, so I turned 40 this year, and I didn't have any plans to be anywhere near the entertainment industry. I had some friends that asked for some help with a short they were doing. It was terrible, and it will never see the light of day, but that got me started feeling. I used to write when I was a kid, and so I started writing this script, and as we kind of realized, it was like, oh, we'll just do this fun thing, like we'll all just play a part and we'll film something dumb. And then I went overboard and more overboard, and eventually a real script happened. And we all kind of looked at, and a small group of us were like, oh, we could actually do this. And threw a Hail Mary, put up an ad on Backstage, and ended up with 800 applicants for cast and crew. And all of a sudden it became a thing that I don't know if I could have stopped if I tried, and met Sam, met the cast that came in. Now Sam puts up with my phone calls like 3 times a week. And we went through the process, and, we got super lucky every step of the way. We got a cinematographer that brought his own equipment, brought 8K cameras. We had our grip Manny, who brought just a literal truckload of lights. People allowed us to film for free in a mansion. We partnered with a wrestling organization to do a live fight that we filmed. And every step of the way, the people in the Philly and Lancaster area just kept being willing to support us and make a film that, the comparable budget when we hit it was $2 million. We did it for, between, 50 and 75K, which is a significantly less, and came out with this, what ended up being a very amazing movie. And, we keep getting such positive feedback and reviews and hearing from people, and we're really excited to get it out there. But I got super lucky because I also got actors who were passionate, and Sam's been in things. I did not expect that. I was expecting the drama student from the community college to show up, and I got real actors and I got real crew. And as I navigated my imposter syndrome, we figured it out.
So, with it being a wrestling movie, did you expect? He said the drama kids. He's like drama kids. I'm a wrestler. Like, did you expect to see that, or did you expect to see more wrestlers coming out for the auditions for this movie?
So I didn't, with it having the last third being wrestling, I was expecting more, I guess, physical based actors to come out. And I got like real actors. I got actors that are on the stage, on the screen. And most of our wrestlers actually came directly from Three Legacy Wrestling in Lancaster. Ronnie Ramon and Jesus Ricardo Rodriguez, who was in the WWE, run that organization, and they kind of point me in the direction of some people that could both act and like had great promo skills and were great physically, like John Schultz and Zoe Cannon that I know you've had on here. And we spent several weeks in a gym, Worldwide Dojo in outside of Philly, rehearsing, 50, 60, 70 times, where Sam and Christian, who plays Ryan, we went through, John and Zoe, Sam and Christian and myself worked out a whole 9-minute straight routine, because we had one shot to film that wrestling scene. It was going to be 9 continuous minutes of a fight. That was the wides. We had 3 cameras going, 1 crowd, 1 on a crane, 1 at crowd level, and we had to get, other than the close-ups we did later, that fight we had 1 shot. And I'll let Sam tell what he remembers of the story, but we ended up with, rehearsed it enough that, Sam got hurt at the very beginning of the fight, kind of dead on his feet, and somehow still got through it. But I'll let Sam talk too.
Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, like you said, we trained so much and practiced so much. And I was always primarily a stunt actor. I've been in a lot of fight-based movies since 2008. So I don't know if that kicked in or what too, but yeah, it was the second strike of the first round of the fight. The wrestler John, I don't know if he overextended or just caught up in the moment and cracked me, broke my orbital in 2 places, broke my nose, did some nerve damage, muscle damage. And then after the fight, I went to go blow my nose and to clear the blood, and my eye popped out. So that was fun. And then against doctor's wishes, I had to take my kids to Disney the next morning. So.
Oh, no.
But we finished the fight. John wasn't sure if I was hurt. He was like, "Oh, let me check on him." And I got up, finished the whole thing, and as I was walking out, I got a little shaky, and that's when everything set in. So, yeah, it was fun.
I didn't even have any idea that it... So I had spent the entire 9-minute fight running like a crazy person behind the curtain they have that separates it from the rest of the arena. And I'm running both sides of the curtain, like throwing cues, because we need someone to turn a light at the exact right moment. We needed to, I needed the crowd guy to get to the other side. And I'm just occasionally seeing the fight. I'm like, all right, they're hitting their marks. And no idea that Sam is out on his feet. And, it looks real because some of it, I guess, was real. But, everyone hit their marks. So not until I went back and I saw Sam sitting in a chair with like 3 people that I didn't know crowded around him, I'm like, oh man, they must really have loved that performance that they're like congratulating him. And I walk over and I'm like, oh, you don't look great. He's like, and the one guy's the doctor. He comes over. He's like, yeah, so, we think Sam is pretty hurt. He should probably go to the hospital. I'm like, Sam's probably not going to do that, but okay.
Let's see if we can see.
I guess when the podcast is over, I'll see it. It's kind of far away. You guys are gonna run up like, "Mommy, look,
Look what I can do.
Yeah.
look what that." You know what's funny, guys? You show that, but remember I told you I took my first wrestling bump in the middle of the summer in Scranton, PA, and that was literally me at work working with all the aides and nurses that do nursing that take care of bruises and wounds, and I'm walking up to them going like this. Look, I got beat up today. I got beat up on Saturday. And they're all like, play the video, Joe. You're just showing me a picture of a still of you standing there in front of somebody. Put the volume up. I want to hear it. And of course, it's a wrestling crowd in a small back of a bar. And they're all laughing because it was a small crowd. Didn't get a big crowd. Didn't get a good door. Just friends and family. And this man gives me a Sister Abigail. And I'm just like, Foot. And all the girls were watching it like this. You're in the ring. You have a microphone. Oh my God, you touched your glasses off. Oh my God. Were you hurt? And I'm like, I'm holding, in my head, I'm like, idiot, I'm holding the phone. Like,
How many, he can't see without his glasses joke did you get after that?
a lot.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
But the joke, like, remember when RoboCop used to give the man a hand after they blow his hand off?
Mhm.
Like, and they were like, the joke was when he gave me the Sister Abigail, I can't hit a man with glasses, and then I get Sister Abigail. And everybody's like, you took, all the wrestlers that show that clip, you took that bump really good, Joe. Were you trained? No. And the promoter was having a meltdown. She was like, he's not trained. What are you guys, nuts? I'm like,
As the guy that the business guy that had to arrange all of that with the wrestling organization and their insurance,
mm-mm.
I would have killed you, Joe. You can't take that bump. You're not insured.
Yeah, no, so they took a chance, and I didn't cry and I didn't sue. I did. I have to show you the clip later, but more into that, getting back into the movie with Sam getting like the injury did, and he said he continued. Like, and you said you went to Disney. That pretty much, I was like, for you, that was like, I'm going to Disneyland.
And honestly, for as much as we practiced it, I don't think it would have turned out as well as it did if that hit hadn't have happened. They were the best sells I've ever done. Every hit, like when I went to the ground, I fell. And everybody was saying how great it looked and how real it looked. And I was like, it was. I mean, besides the practice, it looked real because it was. And if you watch that scene in the movie, the end fight scene, it looked awesome because of that. You know what I mean? The realism made it work.
There's that one part where John's picking you up to potential, like in a fight context, to like, oh, I'm gonna toss him or whatever, and you're like holding on to him to resist, but then you're falling down a little bit, and he's doing like a hammer strike on his back, and Sam's dropping between each one as John's like pulling him up, and John's a big man and he's struggling, but you know what, like, I've gotten so many compliments on the fight scene, and a lot of it goes into, like, one is obviously the most important part is performance. But two, like, the routine that the 6 of us that were able to come up with was such a strong 9-minute fight that also fit the narrative. And then you kind of throw in the planning that gets taken of, like, all right, the crane's going to get it from the left upside going diagonally down. We got somebody up on the catwalk with a camera. We got somebody at crowd level getting that through the ropes, and combining all of those angles into something like Maddie, my editor, is just, instinctively jumping between things and then working with us, like, for notes we had is like, I love the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie is, the jokes are funny, the sad parts are sad, but that wrestling scene is like 10 minutes and it is really impressive. You know, it takes a team to make something that good out of, like, other than the cameras, it was just all these amazing people in the same place that had practiced enough times to, make a 9-minute scene. Supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but like I looked at, somebody had looked it up that it's like one of the only movie fight scenes that was filmed in its entirety in a like a boxing or wrestling format.
Yeah. So, me being the huge wrestling fan slash nerd, because Dudes at Ringside was my original, like my wrestling show that I've grown for the past 4 years. Watching wrestling movies back in the day, the only movie that you could ever wrestling besides the movie The Wrestler, but the other one that everybody always references if they're not a wrestling fan, they immediately go, "Oh, did you ever see Ready to Rumble?" Like, did you ever think about, oh my gosh, this could be like the next Rising of Ready to Rumble?
I mean, I can hope for it. I will always take a David Arquette reference. He might be a goofy dude, but I love him. But we wanted to bring back niches. When I was writing the script, I'm like, I was remembering a lot of the things that I used to love. Like, I loved Gremlins. I loved, like, I enjoyed, like, Ready to Rumble. I enjoyed, like, the comedy of that kind of quick wit joke comedy of, like, Ghostbusters, obviously. But, Gremlins, all those kind of funny things that, like, had that slightly irrelevant thing, that Kevin Smith vibe. But, like, I wanted to find something that had the niches that, you don't see anymore. You don't see wrestling movies. Like, the only other one I can think of is Fighting with Your Family, the Page story, which is an excellent movie too, but there's not that much out there. There's also not a lot of good holiday movies anymore either. And that's what I want to do. Like, all right, let's get all these cool notches. Body Slam. No Holds Barred, I definitely remember.
Body Slam, I remember.
I don't remember Body Slam.
That's an older one. I don't even think you were born yet.
I don't think I was either, and that makes me feel great about myself, actually.
That makes me sound weird because I love watching wrestling movies. Now I gotta find that one on Netflix or Hulu or wherever it is, Dave. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go see Body Slam. I do remember No Holds Barred. That was a good one.
Yeah, Body Slam was like a rock and wrestling.
Doo-doo. And all I can think is when the guy craps his pants. He'll give me some crap for himself.
To be fair, I'd watch anything with Roddy Ryder Piper, though.
That whole scene with the alien face and the glasses, and he puts it on. You can see the aliens through his glasses.
I think I lost the original thread of this question. I'm sorry.
I meant, like, when it comes to, like, movies like that, like Ready to Rumble, like, I know a lot of people reference it because I've had people that come up to me that don't watch wrestling, and I mention Ready to Rumble to them, and they quickly go, and they have to watch it. They go, "Oh my God, Joe, I just watched Ready to Rumble. Is wrestling just like this?" And I go, "Depends on where you're going with this, because not all wrestling is like this. If you know WWE, if you know, sometimes WWE can be a little off center, but." I noticed with your movie, as I started watching before I dozed off because I got to be up early, this thing gives a little nod and a smile and a handshake and flowers to independent wrestling. And independent wrestling does not get a lot of the handshakes and the high fives that it deserves. And as of I without the red glasses, I have my green ones on today. I want to say thank you for giving independent wrestling the flowers they deserve. Because for years, independent wrestling has always got the back shots in the brass nuts from wrestling fans. So
no, I appreciate that. And the thing with independent wrestling is, like, they are some of the hardest. They're the hungriest. They are the ones who work they work every bump. They sell everything. Like, they have, nothing against like the WWE or, but that's crafted by hundreds and hundreds of people. Every storyline, every camera angle, everything is so meticulously planned because they have the money, they have the staff for that. Independent wrestling, we were in the back getting ready before, and every wrestler's working with their counterpart for that match. They're figuring out their cues backstage. They practice all week on this. They're fine tuning it themselves. They're working with the, Ricardo and Ronnie and like the promoters to be like, hey, this is what we're coming up with. Like, it's such a collaborative effort. They all came in like an army of ants when we got there. They're all carrying 2x4s. They're putting the ring together. They do it because they're passionate, and that shows in the product that they put out. Where, I can appreciate WWE, but like at the end of the day, I can't say I've watched it in the last decade. It feels cheesy sometimes. Yeah. And I'll be honest, independent, like, I'm not a big fan of like the ECW blood, like throw me on a thing of barbed wire. I'm more of a purist in that I kind of prefer like just the wrestling part. But like, it's no joke. Like, those are like, those bumps hurt. And those people don't do it for a ton of dollars. They do it because they absolutely fucking love to do it. And someone's got to highlight the fact that they're so passionate. They put their body, they put their time, they put all their effort into something. And like, Three Legacy's doing great. Like, we ended up with some of their fans were by far the most passionate people I don't think I've ever seen. They put their body, they put their time.
Yeah. It's just insane, dude. I just find it insane that like these wrestlers put everything on the line. Everything on the line for one night. One show, one night. And that's why I love indie wrestling. I love watching how these wrestlers get them. And it's funny when you go to a show early to watch these two people talking about a match they're about to do. And it's like crazy to think, okay, he's the heel, but he's wearing a sweatshirt and a pair of shorts. And then 90 minutes later, he's just like a demon with black eyes and like claws on his hands. And the other one's a hippie trying to prove that he's the man. You know what I mean? Like,
even in the movie, John, every time we see John's got a nice sweater, a scarf on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very dapper guy. And then, he's the one who found his outfit for the film. We were working with wardrobe, and he's like, yo, I was at a thrift store. I got the perfect outfit. And then all I get is a picture of him in the dressing room in Christmas hot pants. And I'm like, perfect. But the guy, he comes in and he's talking to, he comes into our wrestling practice and, he's taking off a Cosby. Well, I guess Cosby's not the right term to use anymore. An old sweater. Yeah. But like scarves and like, it's funny, you really adopt a persona.
Yeah. And it's funny that wrestler that's in your movie, the director, I call him the director because he looks like an old lesbian director. The person that I know him as his manager, surprised wasn't there. Precious. Because he's always next to him. Like, if you know, you know.
Fair. Yeah, no. That's John. John is I think he goes by the thespian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then him and Zoe were, they came down all the way from Lancaster to Philly multiple times so we could do rehearsals. And not only are they great at being physically in the ring, they're great at performances. Like, I had some brief notes in the script of what the narrative arc needed to be. We need to go up, down, up, like whatever, to make the story work. But I don't know the moves of wrestling. I watch them. I don't know what it entails. And they were instrumental in actually figuring out like, all right, what moves can we do? Where do we put the big, that's on posters and stuff, all the posters and stuff like of Christian doing a suplex, and that hit that mat, like a gunshot. I saw people flinch in the back row from how loud that suplex ended up.
And he was all about it too. Christian was really gung ho for doing any big thing he could do in the ring. You got to give it to him. I mean, we're not in our 20s anymore, so taking those kind of high bumps and those hits and getting thrown like we did, especially him, was an attest to his contributions to the movie, where he was really willing to go for it and wanted it to look good, and he did.
Yeah, that's some commitment at 40 whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not being a stunt actor, you knew that what could happen.
Yeah.
Ironically, I was more worried about Christian
me too.
getting injured. We all were. We were like, oh, we better be careful. That man soldiered through that thing like he was going to war. And yes, second punch, Sam doesn't remember any of the fight.
No, I honestly thought the fight was stopped early. I even said, I was like, we got to keep going. Before we went out to fight, because Christian was doing the Hurricane Rana and he was getting slammed, and I said that, Joey and Zoe and John, and Christian, I said, if one of us gets hurt, we only have one shot at this, so let's just keep going. No matter what happens, let's just keep going. We'll work through it throughout the ring. We'll just talk a little bit and get past it. Okay. Because I thought, honestly, and we all did. Even Christian thought he was the one that was going to get hurt.
And from an insurance purpose, I told you people to stop when you got hurt. Luckily, no one sued me.
No. I'm suing nobody.
Oh, jeez. Now you say that, they're like, we have footage of you saying we're not going to sue you. Is your name blah, blah, blah?
My man Sam here contributed to the cast and crew premiere. He's now legally obligated as well.
I'm just glad I can still get a good hit like that and get back up at almost 50.
And everybody thinks that Joe Panther's a strapping 21-year-old. 42, bro.
That's what I heard. I heard you were like, what, 25?
I lie. I'm 42.
It's the glasses. It gives him a youthful appearance.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So you have the old man, just black frame. He's got the fun frames.
That's because my face looks weird.
I had to wear my regulars with the red frames for the shoot with Lucius Crowe. So, Lucius Crowe's about my height, and he looks like a brick shit house. Like, Rambo, like ribs up, like abs up to his neck, and I'm coming at him with a bread box in the front of my body. I'm like, sucking the gut, try not to look like a fat boy. When I hit the ring, I went slow motion, watched my stomach go.
Hey, see, that's at least you got cushioning. See, maybe
that's
why you could take that bump so well. Is it you kind of just rolled with it?
I got so embarrassed. My sister would be like, Betty. My sister's like Lucius. She's like, I'm like, shut up. Give me
to be fair, there's a reason why I'm behind the camera. I don't want to be out there. They tried to force me to even do a cameo, and then Margot, my first AD, ended up having to do the cameo instead because I casually was like, oh yeah, just film this one. I'll be right back. Aren't you going to be in it? Yeah, just action. I don't need to be the one in the spotlight.
It's just crazy to think that you guys did a movie. So when the movie's out, is there what services do you think you're gonna have it on?
So we're finishing up distribution. We have a couple options currently in front of us. We're determining which one is the best. It's a tough industry right now. There's so we have a couple offers at the moment. We should be signing one of them by the end of this week. Truthfully, it's going to be, we're hoping that it'll at least be on, some of the normally available ones, your Tubies, your Amazons. I mean, of course, I'd love for it to be, hitting the carousel on Netflix, but
please, I love Netflix. I'll watch the movie with my parents.
Yeah, well, you call Netflix and tell them to talk to me, and then we can go from there.
Oh,
There's a lot of gatekeepers in the industry, and there's a lot. This is our production company, which really is me and some amazing friends that I have, Sam, Nick, Mike, and Christian. Like this is our, this is my feature debut. So like, I don't have any connections. I'm a kid from Philly, not a kid anymore. I'm old, but
I call myself
like,
a kid all the time. It's okay.
yeah. So we are very fortunate that we submitted it to a lot of distribution companies, and we are very fortunate that some got back. There's thousands and thousands of films out there, and ours has somehow kind of risen to a level where people are paying attention to it, and that's just absolutely mind-bogglingly amazing. So the most likely scenario is that sometime in the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months, you'll be able to get it on Amazon, most likely Tubi, a smattering of some of the other kind of streaming apps that are out there, your Fossums. That's our hope. We're going to keep, we've
Paramount
had an
Plus.
amazing engaged community, so we'll be continuously posting on all of our socials about once we get like the specific home and hopefully a specific release date.
Well, if you guys do a theater release, like just for the cast and the people and media, let me know where it's going to release. If it's in Allentown and the theater, we have everybody do like a big release. Let me know. Oh, yeah, my buddy Thunderfeet, my buddy Lightning Strike, my buddy Thunderfeet is here. Longtime friend of the show. He's here. Welcome, Thunderfeet.
Yeah, so we might, if anyone really wants us to do a screening, they are welcome to send us the information of a place. We'd love to do in-person screenings as well. Just wherever, like, there's whatever audience wants to watch it, we're happy to be there. I think streaming's obviously where it's going to end up with in the next 2 months, 3 months, hopefully 2. But if anyone, if anyone's interested, Allentown, anywhere in the tri-state area, hit us up. We'll take a car ride.
Yeah, and if you can, I live in Milford, Pennsylvania, in the Poconos. I'll figure out. I can't think of it. I think it's the Milford Theater. It has a screen. Like it's small.
I mean, if I could plug a hard drive in or a Blu-ray, I'll play it wherever. I'll play
if you saw this theater, guys, you'd be like, it's a historic theater. It has the old school area where they used to roll the film, and they still have the room there. It's haunted.
All right, I can tell you, I do not have a 35 millimeter copy. It is in 4K. I think that would only be like 17 reels worth, probably at that stage. No, currently the 4K version, just for shits and giggles, that is approximately some kind of crazy amount, 900 gigs.
Whoa.
And the movie's an hour and about 45 minutes. Data ain't cheap.
No, it's not. And in my case, I have all these posters and everything on my cell phone. And every time I accidentally leave too many pictures, I get too many pictures when I went on my trip I took to Vegas. My phone told me, "You're almost all your data." I'm like, "Stop talking to me. Get back over there." Like,
I have stacks and stacks of hard drives through this process now. I have hundreds of terabytes now of hard drives laying around my office.
So someone's gonna get a little shaky and be like, "Why does this guy have so many hard drives?" Police. I'm calling them.
No. It does not look good. I just have to hopefully. Hey, I did a movie. It's
Sure
not
you did.
that kind of movie, guys.
There are some
Sure
nudes
you
on there.
did.
That's not a
Hey, to be fair, they're only of Christian,
right.
and I bought him a Merkin, so it's not technically nude.
They'll say, "Sure you did." A lot of guys are directors these days.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be honest. Not many have hard drives that have 40-something-year-old dudes in a Merkin.
Well,
It's not real strong out there in the kink community.
I've been on some
I
casting
know
couches.
the way you're
gotta say.
saying that. I was like, well,
Okay, if there is, I'm not aware, But I guess they're 40 something, so more
I
power
sh-
to you for that kink.
I showed up in one for the chemistry read, but luckily I didn't have to whip it out. So
Yeah, well, it was a
Well,
big room of people.
I was hoping.
and it's kind of cool that like you guys are you did this movie, and I want to give you guys all the credit in the world. Thank you for doing this. It was so cool. If anybody wants to uh follow you guys on social media or anything, want to try to like find a way to watch the movie, if my fans want to message you, is there anywhere they could find you on social media? Where can they find you guys?
So we are Misfits the Film on Instagram and TikTok. And on Facebook, it is under the production company Gallows Grin Productions. Uh, I'll be honest, Instagram is the one that I am constantly on. So if you want to message us on there, we are happy to add you to a list of people that we'll notify as soon as it hits streaming platforms. We are always we're in the process of posting clips and different things as part of this. But yeah, Instagram's kind of the best place to reach us. But feel free to subscribe to the TikTok and the Facebook too. It's not. I'll take all the
TikTok,
followers
dude.
I can get. I'll
Awesome,
be honest,
guys.
I'm too old to have any real TikTok content. It's just what I post on Instagram, but then I also post it on TikTok.
Yeah, I just post promos from like shows. Like wrestlers will send me promos, and I'll post them on TikTok or the TikTok, as my other buddy Val would say. TikTok, gotta get the TikTok. I know, my bad breath. No, TikTok. Oh, TikTok. Get it.
Yeah, I don't get TikTok.
I don't have
So
one.
when something's like 5 seconds long, I'm like, all right, where's the rest of it? My
Yeah.
kids are looking at me like, oh, that was a really long clip. I'm like, shoot me now.
If you
Take
go
me
on
out the
TikTok
pasture.
and you go to a Joe Panther variety show, you'll see all the promos that these wrestlers send me, and they started out from, "Hi, my name is Jack, and I am a monster, and you're watching the side," to now like these like filmed videos, except for Puff. Puff had to make a promo that was like, "Hi, I'm Puff," and yes, dude's at ringside, but he totally botched it because he read what I sent him, and it didn't add his name and where he was from. So he's like, "I'm Puff, and I wrestle for a promotion, and you're gonna come watch me Puff and everything about Puff." And I was like, I can't say no to a guy that's really big that will step on my skull and not even realize he did. So he's like, "Oh, I stepped in shit." Like,
That's fair. I'm glad that you said that. I had several Puff related jokes that I was going to go for, and now we're not.
Why do I say
I love Puff.
No, I was going. There's a former rapper that started with Puff and ended with prison.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Puff Duty.
But now that you told me that guy's huge, cut that part. Never happened. I'm a small guy. As I said, have not been in a
Yeah.
fight since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
All I'll do is get my ass kicked.
The first time lately I've been ever beaten up as a 42-year-old, but it was during the summertime, and I didn't even get paid for it. I just went there because I love wrestling. But thank you so much, guys. I am Ghostbuster Joe. Your turn.
Oh, that's fair. I'm Chris McManaman.
And Sam Miola.
And just remember, fans, us ghost heads have a lot to talk about. Good night, everybody.